It's Luke and Naomi.
Welcome into episode 110. I am Luke Austin. That's Naomi Lynn.
Hey.
Hey. We've got a good one coming up. Kingpin, one of my all-time goofy favorites, good Farrelly Brothers stuff. In a couple minutes we'll get to there. Naomi's already making the face like, oh my God.
I'm not making a face. I'm just looking at
Just
you.
looking? All right. I loved Kingpin in the 90s when it was introduced to me, of course. But then I remember, like, I was a dumb kid. So how well is this going to go over with Naomi? So we will find out. If you don't know, I've seen a ton of movies. Naomi has not, but we're working on it.
That's right.
So if you've seen it, relive your first watch through Naomi's eyes. If you've never seen it either, should you?
I'll let you know.
Spoiler alerts abound.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do here. That is coming up in just a little bit. Kingpin it's so odd. It was like the only bowling movie I knew of until I watched Big Lebowski.
Okay.
And it's like, there's two bowling movies and they are amazing.
Okay.
So we'll get to that.
I feel like you're trying to explain yourself at this point.
No, I'm just putting it out there because
Okay. All right.
I love Kingpin. So it's a lot of fun. I believe that's, where the Woody and Bill Murray whole thing started too. So I could be missing something, but that's early on in that relationship anyway.
Yeah.
Went to Feast Craft and Cuisine over the weekend here in Wilmington.
Yes. That was amazing.
It was just fantastic. I didn't count how many different pairings there were, but there was several.
There were so many. Definitely more than last year. Because last year we had the menu ahead of time. Well, no, we didn't know the menu. We knew the pairings, like what restaurant was being paired with what brewery.
Right. Didn't even look this time.
No. And last time we had like highlighted the ones that were like, we have to go
That's
to
right.
these. And then last year, I'm pretty sure we made it to all of them. This year, we didn't even get close to making it to all of them.
There was a lot. I think we got semi-close. Maybe, 7 if we missed. Because now I'm going through my head actually trying to think. And
Well, because there was a
we
couple.
we did well. We did some damage.
We did do some damage, but there was a couple, especially towards the end, that were out of, either the food or the drink.
That's
and
right.
it was like, I want to do the pairing, so I'm not going to do just one.
Yeah, but we had everything from, ceviche to ice cream. And
Yes,
everything
ice
in between.
cream. Ice cream made with a stout from Outer Dunes, which is really cool. And then they sprinkled salt on top of the ice cream.
That's
was
right.
so good.
That was really good.
And they paired it with a beer.
The beers
So-
were excellent. Everything was paired with a beer, so a little backdoor sips and snacks there. So we got our sips and snacks in for the month of March technically.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
What the hell? I'll throw the logo up on something, and that'll count.
Yeah,
How
I'm here for that.
about that? Excellent. Every pairing worthy of Ashley Rogers and actual sips and snacks. They were all really, really good. Naomi's waving because she wants to tell everybody about her favorite.
Yeah, I have to talk about my favorite. Just because we did actually do it like a sips and snacks, where we took a sip, had a bite of the food, took a sip, and
Yeah, and actually paid some attention.
yeah, it wasn't just let's eat a whole bunch of food and get drunk.
And everything
I
went
mean, that
well
was a
together.
bonus.
Well, after the 5th or 6th one for me, it was like, okay, it's on now.
Yeah. But what was it? Las Portales?
Yeah.
They just had a taco. It doesn't matter. They just had a delicious taco.
It was a great street taco.
And they were paired with fly trap that had, oh gosh,
I want to say it was a smoked Mexican lager.
I think so. But it was so good together. It was, oh my gosh, I would have gone back to that one multiple times. It was so good.
Right? It's too bad there was so many because we could have gone back there and just filled up on tacos.
Right, because the beer complemented the corn tortilla, and it was just, it was phenomenal.
I feel like we had a couple of different tacos throughout the day, so
We
that's
did.
that's a successful event no matter what if you got multiple tacos.
And we had plenty of seafood. And we also had a delicious slider from Grimburger.
Yeah, Grimburger was
That was a fat slider. It wasn't, they didn't take a shortcut. Let's just say that.
It's the kind of thing when you see, a burger joint that you like and you go, man, I hope the portion's good. It was.
Yeah.
It was. So there's just a lot of excellent stuff. We got a teaser video up there right now you can check out on TikTok and Facebook. We put it up on the YouTube also, right? So that's there. And of course, throughout the week, we're going to get a couple of more longer videos just so we can show off all of the cool ass pairings that went down.
Yeah.
That was
so you know what we're talking about.
It was some excellent eating and drinking action at Feast Craft and Cuisine Wilmington. I actually did the survey today. They sent an email survey out and glowing reviews. Told them maybe they should add a couple extra cocktail tables because just didn't have a place to sit down and and fork the stuff, and I had to pour it into my mouth kind of like a duck. So
that's fine.
Trust me, it was fine, and I'm going back. But there you go. Did that today, and Naomi's going to have with this episode, I'm sure. I don't know if you're going to do a separate whole feast blog on the website.
There's going to be a separate feast blog. There's also going to be a longer video that gives you a really good idea of just all the food and drink pairings. It'll be pretty nice.
That's right. So if you live in the Wilmington area, you'll be able to go, oh, all right, that's great. I know all that stuff. If you're not from the Wilmington area and, have been thinking about showing up, taking a visit or whatever, that's some things to check out for sure.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely. All right. That's really all we did this weekend, I think.
Yeah.
That was the crux of everything.
It was.
Naomi's all sad-faced over there because it was her birthday weekend, and as we speak, the clock's rolling into April and my birthday week. So.
Yeah, Luke's birthday week starts now, and my birthday weekend is over, so I'm sad.
So you're sad about it. Yeah. Can't even be happy for me. Just absolutely sad because her birthday week has ended. But it ended with, Feast, Craft, and Cuisine.
Yes,
so that was
which
a good
was
way.
Great, yes.
A good way to go out with a bang. All right. Let's jump into some random facts, your recurrent dose of Did You Know? I think a halfway decent one here.
We'll see.
Have you ever heard of Steam Bath? Not a steam bath, but a play called Steam Bath?
No.
I never have either, but apparently, did you know, the first time there was nudity on television in the United States was when PBS aired the play Steam Bath in 1973.
Okay. No, I did not know that.
Really could have looked this up beforehand, but didn't.
Nah.
Decided, what the hell? I'll go in absolutely blind. So there you go. Did you know people in North Korea believe hamburgers were invented by Kim Jong-il in 2009 and Mickey Mouse was created by China?
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Is that the son or the father? I don't know because I don't pay attention because they're crazy. But there's one of them had the whole country believing that they didn't use the bathroom.
Okay.
Isn't that wonderful? Huh. To be a crazy dictator.
Yeah,
Did you know tornadoes are more likely to hit trailer parks?
Actually, yes.
I bet you did. That's why I wanted to read this one specifically.
They're not attracted to trailer parks. It's not like trailer parks are a magnet for tornadoes.
Are just rednecks. They like trailer parks.
But because where trailer parks usually are, that's usually like a flat area where tornadoes end up going through.
So what I have is tornadoes more likely to hit places where the landscape makes a big change, like from tall buildings to farmland, and trailer parks are usually built just on the outskirts of cities.
Yep.
So there you go. Yeah. Exactly what Naomi said.
Just in better words.
Killed it.
Yeah.
Killed it. Did you know pythons rebuild their intestines? Intestines? Do we say it that way? I don't think so. Intestines? From scratch. After every meal, they rebuild their intestines. Now I'm stuck on that Caribbean?
That sounds stupid.
What does the fact or not knowing how to say words?
No, I gave up on that part of it.
Yeah, I figured. Pythons rebuild their intestines from scratch after every meal. They just send them all out the back door every time.
Ooh.
I guess. I'm making that up. But anyway, did you know finally the Energizer Bunny ad campaign was famous? You know about it?
Yeah, of course.
But
Banging on the drum,
It didn't help sales. In fact, Energizer sales went down during the years that they ran those ads.
Really?
How crazy is that? Because you didn't need all the batteries. You only bought batteries once or twice. They lasted.
I guess.
Kept going and going. I'm going to put a bunny on the video now.
Nice.
All right. That is your recurrent dose of Did You Know? Some random facts for episode 110. Now it's time to get into the morning show, which is what we now call the goofy shit we talk about before we get to the review.
I like it.
You like it? I like it too. The morning show. Here we go. I'll get some sort of imaging or something like that for us.
We need music.
Eventually. We'll bring back Eric Tobias's voice where, he said Luke and Naomi in the morning and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. Yeah, why not?
I probably got an old one I could just drop in here.
Well, yeah.
It's Luke and Naomi. Everybody in New Mexico just be like, what the hell's going on?
Right.
Right.
Wait a minute.
So this is oh my goodness. This is kind of awesome. You know it's going to be expensive as soon as you hear it. Self-chilling beer cans could be on the way.
That is the first thing I thought.
Is money.
Because beer,
great. Here we go.
especially the craft beer, is already a little bit more expensive. I can't add more dollars to that.
Yeah, I know it.
Just can't.
But there has been so many times that, I'll purchase a pack of beer, 4-pack, whatever it is. And it's like, oh, I want to drink this immediately. But it's fresh, so it hasn't even been chilled. Mm-hmm. So then I've got to wait.
And you have to wait. But listen,
hours.
Patience is a virtue.
And before everybody's screaming about the freezer, I like to stay away from the freezer. I don't know that I've actually had something explode on me, but I know that it happens. Like, my dad's done it. Everybody's done it. So
And you just don't want to do that with a beer.
I probably have at one point in my life. But yeah, so I don't want to do that with a beer, especially the good craft beer, especially at the craft beer prices.
Yeah.
In 2025. So a quick chill would be excellent. It would be. I've got the little chiller machine, but it doesn't do the full 16-ounce cans. And that still is hit or miss if that actually works. So the self-chilling beer cans is from a startup in the UK called Delta H Innovations. Looking at you, Brian. Do you know about these folks? They've been working on what they're calling. It's a really interesting name. They really went out on a limb with this one. Stretched it out there. Cool can.
Oh, wow.
That's what they're called.
Innovative.
Yes. So it looks like an ordinary can until you look at the bottom, and there's a power button that activates the beer cooling technology. It works on any liquid, really. So there's an inner wall, like your insulated, like the mugs you put in the freezer and stuff like that, or just regular thermos, whatnot. But inside that, there is a mix of water and salts.
Okay.
That cause the cooling reaction.
Yeah, because that's how you make like ice cream, isn't it? Where you mix it up with the sugar and all that, and it's like ice cubes and salt or whatever, and it
there's like rock salt involved or something like that. Okay, that sounds good. So yeah, the outside of the can gets freezing cold in just a few seconds, but the disappointing part is it does not instantly chill like Iceman from the X-Men cooling down your drink. It takes a while to chill the beer still, up to 10 minutes.
Yeah, so you still have to wait.
Yeah. Depending on how warm the liquid is, it can take up to 10 minutes to get cold, but eventually it gets down to 43 degrees.
Cool, but again, patience is a virtue. It's fine.
Now, they say the best part is that the cooling reaction doesn't stop when you open the can and start drinking. It continues, so it keeps your drink cold for up to 45 minutes. I don't usually have my beers last 45 minutes.
No, I don't think you'll have a problem with that.
Not usually, anyway. It only holds, though, also 70% of what a normal can. So for 12 ounces, it has to be the size of a 16-ounce can. So it has like the power button and all of that stuff. Now we're running into...
I don't like the way this is. Just no.
We're running into more and more like negatives on the thing. So of course, I love how they have to explain it. It's meant for situations where you might want a cold drink, but no way to chill it. That is like camping, hiking, picnicking, things like that. If you're going out fishing and you're just taking a canoe and you don't want to have to carry around ice on top of a cooler, on top of beers, on top of everything else. So you can just throw the 6-pack in a bag and go.
Okay. You made your point.
I mean, it's still, is that going to be enough? How extra much money we're going to have to pay for it? Because aluminum, too. So just...
It's also salt and water. Like, it can't be that expensive.
Right, for real. They say the cans can still be recycled, which is good, and it shouldn't raise the price too much.
Too much,
yeah. It's not going to be cheaper. But we
can't tell you how much. That's a secret.
They call the additional cost per can marginal.
That's still... You're not giving me a number or a range of numbers, so...
$5 a can. It's not clear how soon you might see them coming to stores yet, but they are already in talks with major beer makers, Coca-Cola and Red Bull. So, like that, when you read that part, it's like, damn, this might actually be a thing that we see.
Yeah.
As opposed to just some weird-ass pipe dream. But yeah, so anyway, get ready to pay more for beer and soda. There
you go.
Or even more, anyway. That's the bottom line there.
Yeah.
How about that? Are we gonna just avoid these like the plague?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we will always have a fridge handy to put the beers in there, and if we don't, I'm gonna say it. I'll drink that beer warm. Also, it's fine.
Yeah, rodeo cool, right? Texas friends, rodeo cool. So we have been enjoying getting some good video content up on our YouTube and TikTok recently, and Facebook as well, of course. And we last week did the Whisper Challenge.
Yeah.
And so we've been kind of looking for fun, goofy stuff like that to do. I am not doing anything that might end up with us making a trip to the ER.
I would hope not. I don't care about views that much.
Or
I like them, but no.
getting stuck together in any way, shape, or form, including
where are you going with this?
I tried to just roll right through. A guy in China showed up to the ER after he got his girlfriend's entire fist stuck in his mouth.
What the
They said it happened because they were filming a video for social media, which is like, okay, I didn't even read the rest of this yet. So we'll find out if this is a challenge we want to attempt or not. I'm going to go out on a limb and say no.
No.
I can't. I'm not going to be able to get through this because now I'm like picturing this, and it's got to be the most absurd thing. The ER, and we know ER nurses.
They've seen a lot of things. But this has got to be insane. Did they call an ambulance, or did she drive with her other hand? Or did she make him drive while her hand's stuck in his mouth?
This is China, so maybe they took public transportation.
So everybody could watch what was going on.
I haven't seen it yet, and I really haven't read this at all. So there's a 10-second clip of them walking in together. He's gagging and drooling.
Oh, my God.
But he's also trying not to laugh. Which I can imagine just makes everything worse.
If you've got something stuck in your mouth and you are trying not to laugh, that sounds horrific.
I'm laughing, and also like my natural gag reflex is like starting to get concerned here.
Huh, okay.
So I'm a little sweaty right now, honestly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I looked at the video too, and it's like, I couldn't handle that.
No, not for some views,
It doesn't seem like her tiny hand would get stuck that easily, so some people think it was staged, but the doctor who treated them reportedly said the guy's muscles seized up and his jaw locked.
Okay.
They gave him muscle relaxants and used a quote-unquote mouth opener. I don't know what that is.
Pliers.
Then they had to twist her wrist to get her hand out, and it all took about 20 minutes.
Yeah, but that's really embarrassing.
And so there isn't a challenge, thank God. But they said they were trying to film a funny video to go viral and just wanted to see if her whole hand would fit in his mouth. It did.
Yeah, look at that.
And
it
guess
got
what?
stuck.
And her hand does look really small, but oh my God. I'm glad that he was able to laugh as they're doing it, because I would have been like panicking.
Yeah.
Because that's freaky.
I, again, want more details of like how they got to the hospital. Did they take
Yeah,
public transportation? Did they drive?
There's no, but there are some screenshots, and one of them looks a little not safe for work because it's like from the side, and all you can see is her wrist,
Okay.
and he's holding it not unlike a
Okay. Yep.
microphone.
Yep.
I guess.
That's one way to put it. Holding it like
Yeah.
a microphone.
Yeah, it looks
Yes.
like he's eating a weird hot dog. Sausage, pepperoni. If you're on YouTube, you're looking at it right now, so enjoy.
Yep.
He walking in, gagging and drooling and laughing his ass off. There was some drugs involved there. Come on.
There had to have been.
All right, moving right along. There was a flight recently. This was in the news last week, and I can't remember if we talked about this, right? The pilot who forgot his passport.
We did talk about this
Now-
because it was really annoying.
I mean, a lot of you probably already know the story, right? There's a pilot. It was a flight from LA, United Airlines, LA to Shanghai.
It's a long flight.
They had to turn around over the Pacific because the pilot forgot his passport. It's a 14-hour flight.
Yeah, and they had to turn around.
About an hour and 45 minutes
the
in.
Pacific.
I'm telling you. So my whole thing is, okay, you probably heard that story. That's the deal. An hour and 45 minutes, they had to turn around, go back to San Francisco, and swap out the crew because the pilot forgot his passport. First of all, wouldn't that be like thing number one you're checking for if you're a pilot, right? But thing number two is you're a freaking pilot. Why is there not some sort of like pen or holding area or so? You're in the airport. It's not like he's going to leave the airport. Why is it such a big deal that you have to turn the plane around? He's a pilot. I promise you he's cool. Like, call somebody at United and be like, yeah, I know him. It's all right.
I don't know. It's probably some policy, some rule, and they have to have it in place because this isn't the first time it's happened.
Right. I'm sure any number of things, drug smuggling and all that stuff comes to mind because we've all seen the Johnny Depp Blow movie and all of that. With didn't they have a pilot working for them for a minute, or am I thinking a different one? Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
But any number of things. But still, like you would think they would have somebody go, just don't get off the plane.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When it lands, we'll get everybody else off. You hang out on the plane, and then we'll take it back to L.A. and then you're good.
I don't know. It probably has to do something with the government where they were going, where it's like, no, if you do not have a passport, I don't care who you are.
It's Shanghai.
You could be the president, but if you don't have your passport, no, you just can't be here.
I mean, isn't the airport like some sort of buffer zone? It is for travelers. We don't have to follow any life rules. We drink when we want to and all that stuff.
Those are life rules.
But there's got to be.
These are policies.
But, hey, breaker, I forgot my passport. I'm not going to go into Shanghai, okay? Send out, you could have an escort hang out with me so they prove that I don't, lay eyes on the city illegally or something like that. And then how is there not some sort of, like, backup in place so that you don't have to inconvenience 500 people like this?
Honestly, he just shouldn't have forgotten his passport.
Well, he shouldn't have. Like I said,
let's be honest here.
That should be number one.
That's the issue.
But why? They're pilots. They're flying all over. Can't they get like a thing in their name tag that's like, hey, this is Bob. Like, scan it and see where he's been or something.
They
like that.
probably can. I mean, the technology is out there.
Like, how are we? He doesn't have his little tiny book that says he's a pilot. He just landed the freaking plane, but he doesn't have his little tiny book. So you got to turn around and go back. That's just crazy.
Rules are rules. You have to follow rules.
But
we are living in a society. You have to follow rules.
6 hours late, they landed, by the way.
Yeah.
6 hours.
That's not that bad,
it's not
honestly.
That bad.
When you think about it.
What if you had to be, home for work the next day? We're not in a lifestyle where we can go, what, screw it. I've got an extra half a day.
Yeah, but if that was the case, it's, oh man, this sucks.
That's terrible. The people were compensated, though.
Okay.
They all got $15 meal vouchers.
Perfect. It's all you need. That's good for one beer on the plane. It's fine.
That is absolutely absurd. That they what if he didn't say anything? Or are they checking as they're?
I don't know, because the pilots still have to go through like security and stuff like that. You see that when they're like.
So
got
somehow
their cute little bags
he got on the plane without his passport.
Yeah.
And what did he do? Like say something mid-flight?
He left it in the hotel bar. Airport bar.
How does this happen? There's not enough information in this story, and it just drives me crazy. Because again,
I can tell. You seem a little fired up over there.
Oh, I don't know if you're legit coming into this country, man. How'd you get here?
Swam.
All right. I just thought that was, we
just had to get a little fired up over there.
We need a plan in place for that because it's just kind of, don't you think it's a little ridiculous?
I do, but rules are rules.
Yeah.
Just follow rules.
Rules are rules until you need a taco.
Yes, but we're not going down that road right now.
That poor guy at the thing. Poor taco guy. Didn't see you coming at all.
Nope.
Anyway, last week we asked you all about Severance, and if you would do, the resounding answer was no.
I don't know where I stood last time. I feel like I was kind of on the fence with it, but I want to change my answer and go yes.
Just because everybody else said no?
No, because after work today, I was like, man, if I could not remember the last 8 hours, I'd be okay with that. So, yeah. Go ahead.
But I mean, what if when you got to work, you walked in the doors, they loaded you up in some sort of truck, sent you somewhere, and you're just shooting people all day long?
I wouldn't know.
Yes, all right. Good answer. I got nothing. The resounding answer was no. Nobody said yes at all until now, but nobody said yes at all. So we'll move right along for that one. For next week, we don't have pets. We both miss pets.
We really do.
The apartment's too small. It's an apartment, so I'm not, walking the dog at 6 a.m. and hand picking up poop. So.
And I'm not paying for carpet damage because that's what happens when you live in an apartment.
That's right. So we don't have pets. We miss pets. So we want to know about your pets. Specifically, if your pet could win an award, what award would it be? And I want the craziest things that you got because
Yeah, not just like best napper, because that's dumb and that's way too easy. I know you have a cat and it sleeps all day.
award for being the cutesy wootsiest.
Well, if you said it that way, you might get some bonus points.
If your pet could win an award, what award would it win? I'm excited to hear some of these because
Yes.
if my dogs were still alive and with us, I would have said I don't know which one honestly, but I really always suspected it was Marley. I would have said my Marley gets the award for chewing the most hardcover books for some reason.
Okay. Tasty books.
I had a rash of and not paperbacks. That's how it ended up happening because all of a sudden this adult dog who never chewed on anything just started chewing on hardcover books.
They tasted good. I don't know.
That's the only thing that we could come up to. So the award for, loving to chew on hardcover books only for having restraint with paperbacks.
There you go. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
More creative, more points.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. So
Your
let us
chance
know.
to win a listener of the week for next week.
Drop your comment below, wherever below is. Unless you feel like going somewhere else, then go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, wherever,
We'll find it.
whatever medium you want to send us the message via. I don't know. Now I'm just words.
Yeah, you're having a hard time there.
Jesus.
They're in the wrong order. Do you want to try again? Take 2.
No.
I've lost him.
If you're in the car, just don't forget Luke and Naomi on air everywhere, or you can hit the website lukeandnaomi.com.
There you go.
How about that? All right. Am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so.
No Listener of the Week award because everybody said the same damn thing.
That's fine.
Naomi gets it for venturing out on a limb and saying yes.
Go ahead. Sever them ties.
It's just crazy. We're going to have to watch that show now.
I know.
All right. You ready to do this?
Yes.
Let's get it. Naomi Lynn's Under a Rock review of Kingpin. Of all the movies that I'm pretty sure you've known nothing walking into, I'm really interested to see. Paul Moore does not think this is going to go well, by the way. So
I wonder why.
we're gonna find out. You wanted something goofy. Take it away.
I did. I did want a goofy movie after doing Shutter Island last week. All right. So, a bowling movie. We've got Bill Murray and Woody Harrelson. All right. I'm in for this.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it does.
I'm in for it.
It sounds great. So,
Let's go.
I actually have more notes than I thought I did. So, I'm a little surprised here. All right. So, we got Munson, who is Woody Harrelson.
Roy Munson.
He's a great bowler, like a prodigy. He's a big deal in his hometown. He meets Bill Murray, who tells him about basically running a bunch of like tournaments and like scams kind of deal, so they
Bill's
can score
pissed at him
some
'cause
extra
he beat
money.
him in the state tourney, right?
Yes, but he's like, let's make some extra money and all that. Supplemental income, as he said.
Supplemental income with his mouth full. Mm-hmm. Bigger and McCracken.
Bill Murray seems like a real jerk. He tells the waitress to wash off the perfume before coming back to the table. Tells Munson to eat his food outside. To be fair, it was gross, whatever he was eating, and he was talking with his mouth full, and it was like liquidy, and it just,
I thought it was cereal.
Disgusting.
I just thought it was cereal.
Maybe, but then it was like milk in chunks. Like, just, no, it was gross.
Frosted Mini Wheats.
But I do think I'm here for Bill Murray. I'm here for his character.
You're down with Big Earn.
Yeah, because he's a jerk.
So far?
Yeah.
All right.
So Munson and Big Earn. Bill Murray.
Do you not want to call him Big Earn McCracken the whole time?
No, it's just going to be Big Earn.
Big Earn?
Yeah, I'm not going to do the McCracken
Are you going to
part.
be able to get to Big Earn? Because you just went with the Bill Murray.
Well, Big Earn, and then in parentheses I had Bill Murray.
Okay.
So anyways, they're doing this like pool shark bit, but with bowling, basically.
Dictionary salesman.
Yeah, and they make like $1,500. Sketchy bets, all that. Of course, the guys end up coming after Munson and Big Earn.
You're not even going to mention the priest?
No. Munson gets out of the car,
Okay,
but
two vices.
Munson gets out of the car, but Big Earn drives away because he's a jerk.
Yeah.
And of course, since Munson got out of the car, they're going to attack him. You just took all this money from these guys. You
Dumb
hustled
kid.
them.
I'm pretty sure this movie is why I have trust issues.
Probably.
Most likely.
So they shove his hand in the ball return and basically ruin his life.
That's right.
because we jump 17 years ahead, where Munson has a hook for a hand, and he's balding, and he just looks really rough. Like, his life has really gone downhill. And they do a great job of presenting
the
that.
Farrellys are really good with that. I don't know, for whatever reason, but if they want you to be grossed out by a situation, they can build a scene. They can set a scene. I tell you what.
Yeah.
Also, he's in Scranton, Pennsylvania, which is wonderful.
Yeah, that's a nice added bonus there.
Yeah.
Think about The Office. And then we meet Ishmael. He's this Amish dude that apparently bowls really good. And Munson wants to be his manager, seeing as he can't bowl anymore with his hook hand and all that. By the way, he's got this rubber hand that he puts on. I didn't know if I could get away with not mentioning that in the whole movie.
No, it's a character.
It is. The hand is its own character.
The running gag in the thing is like, what do you think of that? What is that, rubber? No, the ring.
Yeah.
And then the one time he mentions the hand, they talk about the ring or whatever.
Yes, that's exactly
what
happens.
It's the best gag, and I love it.
But it also, it squeaks randomly. Yes. Like, he'll be moving his hand, and you just hear the rubber squeak, and it's so obnoxious. Overly goofy. Overly obnoxious.
Yeah, wonderful.
Anyway, his life is basically crap. He's behind on his rent. He tried to stake this fake robbery against his landlord in order to look like a hero, but it ends up backfiring, and the landlord finds out that he knows who the robber was because the guy is in his house.
Then he tries to get out. What the hell are you doing in here, you son of a bitch?
Yeah, like pushes him. Yeah, that's what it was. He's just at rock bottom.
Yeah.
Part of me feels a little bit bad for him, but he seems really scummy, so it's easy not to feel bad for him. He gives off scummy vibes. It's probably the real bad comb over.
Yeah, and the
turtlenecks.
It's rough. They do an excellent the beer belly. He's just
the turtlenecks.
I have a hard time with Woody Harrelson, I think, because of Kingpin. After seeing that, every time I just think of him as Roy Munson.
It's a rough character.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, he's trying to get Ishmael. He wants him to, he wants to be his manager because he's such a good bowler and all this.
He wants to get him to Reno to win $1 million.
Yeah, but we don't know that just yet.
Ah.
So he goes to Ishmael's house, dressed as an Amish dude, and this is where he starts trying to convince him about the bowling tournament. They could win $1 million and they could split it in half and all that. Ishmael isn't interested, so Munson sticks around, pretending he's Amish, trying to help.
It just messes up all the chores.
Yep, milks a cow that's not a dairy cow. It's a bull
we have
cow.
a bull, though.
And other, really just gross goofiness stuff.
The horse.
The horse that he, basically chops off the shoes and the bottom hoof part and all of that.
The bottom hoof part.
The bottom hoof
He
part.
cuts its feet off.
Yes.
Then they show it later on in the movie, and it's 4 feet shorter.
It's so stupid.
It's perfect.
It's so stupid.
Excellent Farrelly brothers.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, so Ishmael finds out that his farmland, their community, needs some money. The bank is going to foreclose on the land, and they need $500,000. Huh. Crazy.
Yeah, right.
Just the same exact amount of money he could win here. How convenient there.
Excellent.
So it looks like he has a reason to join Munson and start bowling for money. The movie is really goofy, lots of stupid jokes. Reminds me of dad jokes throughout the whole thing. They're pretty predictable, and plenty of them are pretty gross.
Oh yeah, they are abundant.
Yeah. So then we find out that Ishmael really isn't that good at bowling. He has this 270 average, and you're like, oh, cool, he's a winner, all that stuff. But that's for 15 frames, not 10 frames of bowling.
And that always bugs me because he says they do everything half again as good as the English, the Amish do. So that should mean that he bowls 5 frames instead of 10. But, I mean...
No, because he does the same thing when he talks about the workday. Because instead of doing an 8-hour workday, they do a 12-hour workday.
Yeah, but if you were going to make it harder in bowling, wouldn't you bowl less?
Sure.
To try to get more?
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one who's ever thought of that, but it just bugs me every time. I think you're thinking way into it on a stupid movie that really doesn't make a whole lot of sense anyways. Come on, you gotta take these things seriously,
gotta
don't
what?
you?
All right. So Munson realizes this is his only chance to get the money, so he's going to train Ishmael. Teaches him all he knows. We have this nice bowling montage and everything. Then they plan to hustle some muscle and some hustle some muscle.
All right. Yes.
They plan to hustle
Episode title.
hustle some money in some bowling games, but they're terrible about like setting it up, like setting the scene and all that, and playing their characters.
All right, but I'll lose my whole bonus because I'm so buzzed.
Yeah, off ginger ale.
You know, that way drinking ginger ale.
The guy behind the bar is just like, listen, if you want to play in some money games, just go to this address. So they go to this rich person's house, some guy wearing eyeliner, which is really weird. And they bowl in his private bowling lanes in his house.
Yeah, was he wearing eyeliner?
Yes,
like,
he absolutely was
like,
wearing eyeliner.
But like the character, was the character wearing eyeliner or the actual actor? Either way, yeah, he looks weird.
Yeah. They win, but they bet with Monopoly money, rolled around a $100 bill, so the guy, of course, loses his cool. Ends up hitting his girlfriend, which is just ridiculous. Then threatens the other guys, but they get away and the girl comes along. Actually, she's driving and she's pretty reckless. So now the three of them are teaming up. I guess that's what we're doing now.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in the Amish community, one of Ishmael's friends or brothers or whoever head out to look for him and bring him back home. So they're out playing these cash games. They're doing it everywhere, trying to make some money here and there so that they can get to Reno for the tournament. The girlfriend that's tagging along with them has already come in handy because she's dressing in skimpy little outfits and distracts the other bowlers. So, you know, there's that.
That's a fun montage.
There's a lot of montages in this movie.
There is a lot.
Yeah. So Munson tries to sneak away with Ishmael so that they can cut Claudia, the girl, out of the deal. But it backfires because she knows they were trying to leave. Munson and Claudia battle it out. They have a fist fight, which they actually get into like a fist fight. Because at first, Munson's like, I'm not going to hit a girl and all of that stuff. So she just basically starts kicking his butt.
The best part about that scene is how it starts with the, run everybody, there's a giant shit cloud headed this way.
Best part of that scene, to whom? You?
To everybody.
Because that was just stupid. Absolutely ridiculous.
What did I just say? You think you tore your sack?
The amount of quoting that you do for this movie is just insane.
It's a great movie.
Says you.
It's an excellent 90s comedy. The Farrelly brothers are wonderful.
Anyway.
This kicked off like a huge run. Dumb and Dumber, Me, Myself, and Irene, Say It Isn't So, like a ton of them.
Claudia and Munson are battling it out. Fist fight, which Munson clearly loses. But while they're busy fighting, Ishmael runs off. So Claudia and Munson go looking for him. They end up in Munson's hometown, where he hasn't been since he left 17 years ago. It's a small town that's been kind of forgotten about over time. It's actually kind of sad. They have like the ice cream shop and it's boarded up and closed. And like he's remembering when he was a kid there and all of that. It's like the saddest part of the movie.
Yeah,
like I actually felt something.
It gets
there.
a little heavy there.
Yeah. Anyway, they search for Ishmael and they find him working at a strip club because why not, right?
Absolutely.
Did not make any sense whatsoever. I get that it doesn't need to because it's a stupid movie, but that was probably this. We've gone too far now. Like,
you think?
Yes.
That was it?
Yes. Okay. That was just like, what the hell?
Not the horse hooves.
No, because that was still early. You know, it's building up to the stupidity.
All right.
So they decide to work as a team again. No more fighting, and they start making their way to Reno. In Reno, they run into Big Ern.
Of course.
I'm excited for this. That's because at this point, that's all I care about in the movie is
more Bill Murray.
Bill Murray's ridiculousness.
All
yes. Right. Apparently, Big Ern and Claudia know each other. They've got some history there.
Yep.
Hooked up. I don't know. There's some tension. Then Claudia's old boyfriend shows up. You know, the guy that hit her earlier. She runs off with him and all their money.
Stanley.
Yeah. I didn't feel like he
not
needed
necessary.
to be mentioned. Yeah.
No, the rubber hand, yes. Stanley, not so much.
Not so much, yeah. Ishmael's hand is broken after he attempted to hit Big Ern, but missed and hit the wall. So guess we're done there, too.
Dumb.
Yeah. Ishmael, though, convinces Munson that they're not done. And Munson needs to bowl because he knows the game and he's a champion.
Munson's outfit for this tournament, by the way, I need.
You absolutely do not.
Necessity.
If it ends up in the house, I will burn it.
Necessity.
No.
Next Halloween.
Oh my gosh, no.
That's
just
exactly,
absolutely not.
I need that outfit. It's just awesome, and
it's not awesome.
I can't believe how long I've overlooked that outfit. Really, it's been a minute since I've seen the movie, so the fact that I haven't thought about that outfit in forever. Oh man, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh, I love it.
If you go out in that for Halloween, I'm not coming with you. Like, you're on your own, dude. All right.
That's the line, apparently.
Yeah, you're on your own, dude. Munson's gonna bowl in this tournament with his rubber hand.
Oh, yeah.
We know this is gonna get good,
The
right?
Rubber Man.
He does really, really well. And then we have a very, very long bowling montage as Munson keeps moving along in the tournament. And you know it's gonna be down to him and Big Earn. Like, that's just how it goes.
Of course.
And that's what it is. Lots of bowling. Right before it ends, Ishmael takes off with his brother because apparently his brother finally found him in Reno. Okay, cool.
Takes a while.
Yeah. I
Wait,
got nothing.
you don't like the timing in a movie that's just absurd? Is that the plot device is just a little too see-through for you in this crazy weird movie with the dude
that's
with
where
one hand?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's where I have all those problems. Yeah. All right, and Munson loses by 1 pin. Kind of sad.
So I don't know how true it is, but they say those last 3 strikes that Big Earn had to bowl, Bill Murray actually rolled 3 straight strikes.
Oh, that'd be cool if he did.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if he didn't.
What I was watching is like they cut the hell out of that scene, so it really doesn't matter. But they say like during shooting he threw 3 straight strikes.
I don't know how he could with his hair. Like, that would be so distracting. At one point, it just gets worse and worse. And it's like
cotton candy.
Yeah. And it's like a comb over. So it's like sticking up halfway. It just, oh my gosh. They really make bowlers look bad in this movie. They really do.
It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
And then you can watch Big Lebowski and feel even better.
Yeah, that's right. So anyways, Munson loses. He loses by 1 pin, which, I'll take that because you know how most movies are. It's got to have the happy ending. He's got to win, right?
Were you thinking he was going to win the $1 million?
Yeah, I kind of assumed that that's the way it was going to go because Big Earn is this big tough guy and all this talking crap. Like, he's supposed to cry at the end.
Yeah.
Well, apparently not. So kind of sad. He goes back home. He dumps all his booze, so that's good. Look at him,
there you go.
Being less of a mess.
Less of a mess.
And then Claudia shows up. So she got away from her crazy boyfriend and his goons. Claudia has a big bag full of cash. Apparently her boyfriend bet against Munson, and because he lost, they ended up doubling their money.
Hell yeah.
And she ran off with it. So that's cool. But Munson isn't really worried about the money because he got an endorsement deal with Trojan because of the rubber hand.
That's right, Rubber Man.
Yep. If you don't know, just watch the movie. I'm really not going to get into all the details of that. Anyway, he got a check for $500,000. Exactly what they needed.
Heck yeah.
So they end up going to Ishmael's home and they give the money to his family.
Which is crazy.
How sweet. This movie has a happy ending.
And then one of my favorite Blues Traveler songs at the end, too.
Yep.
How about that?
And then I watched the credits to see if it was really them.
To see if it was really who?
Blues Traveler.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Oh, you don't know what John Popper looks like?
No.
He looks like that. Except for without the Amish beard.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Is that it?
That's it. That's all my notes.
That's all the notes. All
I
right.
think that's more than enough notes.
It was excellent note taking for a movie of this, gravity
Yeah.
or lack thereof.
Yeah, there's a lot of montages. There's not a lot going on in the movie.
It is a very montage heavy movie. It's a great, easy, fun, goofy, stupid 90s movie. It's wonderful. Did you like it?
It was fine.
So begrudgingly, we'll put you down
Yeah,
for one begrudgingly liked it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. It was absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
Some of the like weird, gross jokes were like cringy.
There was a couple.
Yeah.
They get, I don't know, with the Fairley Brothers, they like to throw a gross one or two in there every now and then.
Some of it wasn't needed.
Let's see here. Cringe level, 1 through 10.
Ooh. This is going to be like a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
A 6?
Yeah.
For a 90s movie?
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of cringy.
All right.
I mean, just looking at Munson was cringy. He
Nice.
just had the vibes. Just
All the stuff with the landlady.
Yes. You know what? I'm gonna have to bump that up. I think cringe level was a 7. I blocked out that, and like they make her teeth look so disgusting.
I'm gonna show you what she really looks like afterwards and stuff. So maybe you'll feel a little bit better. But the makeup is just amazing.
Yeah, they did a great job with that of making her look so gross.
What did you know about it?
That it had to do with bowling. I
And-
didn't even know that like that guy was missing his hand until I saw the cover of the movie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Your thoughts going in.
Well, you did tell me it was kind of a goofy movie, so I thought, okay, it was a nice, easy watch. Lay back, laugh a little. I don't think I actually laughed out loud at all during that movie.
I did.
I know you did.
I definitely did.
Yeah.
Run, everybody.
You've been cracking up since we've been doing this whole thing. The only time you laughed harder is probably Austin Powers.
When they're in the
I
car,
know
a lot of that stuff's really funny too. Like just some of the visual stuff. It's just great. They do some good. And it was one of my first, like, I didn't know they made movies like this. So, yeah. Let's see. Where are we? What surprised you?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing at all?
No.
All right. Would you have liked it more or less if you saw it when you were younger? What if you saw it when you were like 15?
I'd probably laugh a little bit more.
A little bit more?
Oh, yeah.
You'd be laughing now, that's for sure. What was your favorite part?
I don't know.
You got to pick one. Just because. Like,
okay,
you have to now.
Then when he got the endorsement check from Trojan.
Just the happy ending?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
the
let's go with that.
happy-ish ending?
The happy-ish ending from Trojan.
Here we go, gang. Would you recommend it to somebody else who hasn't seen it?
Probably not.
So you're not going to watch it again or stop if it's on TV?
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Are you happy you watched it?
I am happy that I watched
And
it.
time-wise, does it hold up?
Time-wise.
Like it was in the night. Like does it hold up for today? Is it still watchable? Which is a terrible question to ask you.
I would say yeah, probably for the most part.
I think it holds up fairly
Yeah.
well. There's not too many like phone usage in it, which throws you way back, in like out of the technology times and stuff like that. It's pretty good. Definitely, in my opinion, worth a rewatch, which is why we watched it,
Yeah.
which is just great. So, okay. Swing and a miss for Naomi on that one.
Yeah, sorry. I just can't.
There's better Farrelly Brothers movies out there for you then.
There is.
There is. I know for a fact you like some. So,
Well, aren't they Me, Myself, and Irene?
yeah, you got Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah,
That's for
I
sure.
like that movie.
I don't think you
that
like...
one's stupid, but that's right borderline of this is stupid and has some
No,
moments that I groan to, but not where I'm groaning through the whole movie.
He called me a dumb shit. All right, that's enough. I wish you hadn't seen that because I would love to review that with
But
you.
I feel like if I reviewed that one, I'd probably have some of the similar feelings that I
vibes
just had.
to Kingpin, right? Because you didn't know. But if when you saw it and it's easier to laugh at it now.
Yeah.
Oh my God! All right, everybody, go watch Me, Myself, and Irene just because that's awesome too.
There
And
you go.
We're
That's fine.
We're gonna, every time that he gets all chalk mouthed and then spits all over the place, I will laugh till I cry, and I've seen that 1,000 times, and it will still wreck me every single freaking time.
It's good acting.
Every single time. So there's
I
that.
wonder how many times they were like, no, you need to spit more.
I
you
can't
need
imagine
to really get this all over the place.
being a part of any of Jim Carrey's movies in the 90s where he was just crazy over the top like that. It could not have been Like after a while, you're like, how are we ever going to finish this movie?
Right. You know, we've been shooting the same scene for 6 days and we just can't get through
God
this.
bless Jim Carrey for saving this episode. How about that?
There you go. That's right.
I love that. I really just, he'll be eating blubber, all right. It's such a quotable movie. Even more than Kingpin.
All right. It's time for your thought of the day.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You called me a dumb shit. All right. Thought of the day. It's your thought of the day. It's your thought of the day. Thought of the day. I did that really.
We needed Jim Carrey for that.
Really did.
You know, we needed that over the topness. All right. Are you ready?
I am.
So a crocodile has a massive advantage over a lion in deep water, but the lion wins on dry land. Therefore, there must exist a depth of water that makes it an even fight.
Well, now your animal cruelty. Peter's going to be all over us for that.
Come get me, PETA.
Let's go. Oh, my God. Honestly, where's Fox when you need him? How has that not been a thing already? Lion versus croc. Like, let's go. I mean,
I can't with
did you ever watch the Man versus Beast where like they did, I think the orangutans and they just had one in it, like out tug a ward 4 or 5 full grown people. Yeah, it's awesome. Their power is insane. Anyway.
All right, Luke, you're going to leave us with the laugh.
I'm going to do my best. Thanks to the book from Brian, The Ultimate Dad Joke Book, 501 Hilarious Jokes and Puns by Hugh Murmy.
Do my best.
Excellent. What do you call a bear with no teeth?
I don't know.
A gummy bear. Why don't you ever see elephants hiding in trees?
Because they don't climb trees.
Because they're so good at it. Why do penguins carry fish in their beaks?
I don't know.
They don't have any pockets.
That's so stupid. That was horrible.
I like that one. That one's great. That's a good place to end. I'm going to end with that one.
Oh, my gosh.
They don't have any pockets. Oh, my goodness. All right. Make sure you let us know what your pet's award would be if your pet could win an award. Can't wait to see all of those answers.
Make them creative. I'm ready.
And don't forget, you can win an award if it's Naomi's favorite answer.
That's right.
Drop your comments anywhere. Luke and Naomi on air. If you just Google it, we come up.
That's right.
And lukeandnaomi.com. If you haven't checked out the website yet, we would absolutely love you to see that and all the hard work Naomi's done putting all that stuff together.
That's right.
All right, that's going to do it for episode 110, unless I forgot anything.
No, I think we're good.
All right. Until episode 111, have some fun this week and be excellent to each other.
Love you. Bye.